Hey everybody, it's Jochen Heiden here, and I'm back with the Hellsen versus Heiden, the H squared War in the Pacific campaign. This is our scenario 2 play by email, the 27th of December 1941. So I'm hoping this turn, as you can see by the picture as I'm talking, the Houston and his friends find some Japanese ships to prey on. I've been waiting for a while. If we don't get it done this turn, we're not going to get it done at all. And we got the invasion of Java going on, possibly Palembang this turn, so it should be pretty lively. Let's see what happens right now. Wish us luck. Okay, December 27th, 1941. Let's see what we got done today. Hopefully, Task Force Houston and the ABDA friends can finally pull something off. All right, so you just grab Semarang in Java, not Philippines. Okay, looks like he's landing another dot base out there near Singapore. Oh, ooh, not good. It's not good. Dang it. All right, so now we know he's got subs right here by the penalty box, which is going to make it a big pain for me to get ships back into the west coast from like Balboa because they come in this way. That's a big pain in the butt. Oh, oh, well, look what we have here. I think Task Force Houston found something. Yeah. So it looks like we got a couple AKs, a couple patrol boats. 11,000 yards. Looks like we're going in. Let's do this. Nice. Nice. There's one down. Two 2,000 yards. Oh man, this is can't miss at this range. Oh man, now the Durban's using the AA guns against the ship. That was 40 millimeter. Now we're using 50 cal machine guns at them too. That's how close we are. It's nice to see the destroyers getting in the fight here too. Nice. That's another anti-aircraft gun firing there. Okay, Houston's laying in some 8-inch gunfire now. Those are going to be deadly to these kinds of ships here. Nice. Oh yeah. Finally having a victory here. Feels so good. We're getting our butt kicked by Hellsen all these weeks. For once we can take it to him. I love it. Oh yeah, she's finished. I could just sit here and watch this all day. Man, that Taihei Maru is just dodging it, man. It's just a matter of time before we catch up to him, though. Yep, another one goes down. Two go down. It's just a matter of time. He's done. Look at that. Oh, I love watching this. Only when it's my ships doing it, though. I don't like watching it when it happens to me. There's the AA guns firing again. Alright, I think we get the idea here. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward this now, but sure was fun watching this. Let's watch all these guys disappear here. Oh, yeah. Awesome. Alright, here we go. Task Force Houston came through for me finally after a week of floundering around in the Sarum Sea. We took out 2 patrol boats and 3 AKs, including a torpedo hit. It does appear that the scout took 1 shell hits on fire. I doubt that will sink the ship. With Allied damage control being what it is, the ship will be back in the fight soon. So a resounding victory for the Task Force Houston. A little ABDA action for you. And let's continue on. Alright, so that ship was damaged in the previous turn by carrier aircraft. Okay, so it looks like he's got another fast transport landing at Gloucester on New Britain. And now he's coming ashore at Kalajati. He's really going hard for... wow. He's going really hard for Java. This is a full division that he's landing here with some supporting units. That's why the casualties are so high. Typically, when you have that big of a unit coming ashore amphibiously, they take a lot of losses during the unload. So when you see losses this big, it means that the force coming ashore is very big. So they're at 33rd Division. So now he's got 2 full divisions on Java. And he's continuing to unload now. Oh. Oh. Can we get another one? Oh, come on. Can we get another one? Let's do this. APD. Oh, nice. Bonus. 8-inch shell hit on an APD will do a lot of damage. Nice. Come on, Houston. Let's take another one out. Oh, he's done. That ship is done. These APDs are basically converted like mid-war destroyers, like what would you call it? Like, what are the... I forget the class of ship they are. But yeah, they're very small destroyers. So they can't be taking hits like this. I think we got it. So let's just go ahead and... Jeez, look at that. Oh! And it had troops aboard. Oh, man. That's awesome. So Task Force Houston sweeps up APD Kiku with a lot of heavy caliber shell hits. It apparently had troops aboard and did not have a chance to unload yet, and we just killed it. That is awesome. Finally some victory here. Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. That's not good. So these are sighting reports right now. Yeah, that's not good. I know what that is. Okay, so we got Nels hitting Clark Field. A lot of damage to the field there. Right, 41 Sallies hitting these troops on the rail line up here. And some Tojo sweeping. Typically, these Tojos are typically, I said typically a bunch of times. These are oftentimes found quite a bit further south in southern China near Hong Kong. Apparently, he's moved them up north. Okay, now we got Sally's bombing our troops on this line here. He's trying to slow us down. Troops randomly bombing here as we move into Changsha. Sonya's hitting this small. This core is very, very small. He's trying to slow us down and cut us off before we get into Wenchow. Oh. Ah, dang it. I thought we'd be able to get away, but apparently not. So these CMs are goners. I moved him out of Batavia hoping I could just get him out of the way in time, but I don't think we're going to make it out. Unless these Kates keep missing like this, but, you know. Maybe we'll get away. So CM Regal somehow dodges and weaves and gets out of there. These guys may not be so lucky. Alright, I don't think these guys are going to make it, yeah. Yeah, these were the ships that were stuck at Tagillit. I had to try to get him out, but apparently they couldn't move out fast enough. I don't really know why. They should have been able to clear 6 hexes, but they did not. Alright, so I think we know what's going to happen here. Okay, so all 4 of these AKLs that were leaving Tagillit all took damage. None of these will survive with this kind of damage. But it is interesting that he's only Oh, okay, check this out, guys. Do you see these asterisks? That means he's bombing at extended range. So they're carrying the extended range ordnance load, which is only 60 kilogram bombs, which are not that big, but when you hit them that many times, it adds up. So he's bombing at the extreme range of his dive bombers on these guys right here. None of them have sunk yet, but I don't think they'll make it out. Okay, that's the AM phase. Let's go on to the PM. All right, there you go. Yeah, I kind of figured that was going to happen. All right, so now we're spotting some more stuff. That was definitely a carrier task force we just spotted right there. Okay, we got another raid coming in at Clark Field. And another raid. Yeah, he's sending the big boys today. Oh yeah, we're not getting away this time. There's just too many of them. Yeah, I knew it. So there goes the Regal. She didn't make it out. I had to try, though. I couldn't leave it in the port, you know? Okay, well, we're done with the air phase today. It could have been way worse, I'll say that. It was bad, but not that bad. And he is coming. Short Marak, too. Okay, so he's starting to land parts of a 3rd Division now at Marak. He's really going for it. Oh, here it comes. Big question mark if we can even hold this back. Nope. Wow.
Greetings, everybody. How's tricks?
Okay.
This is Orphan
Didn't
Anne
even.
from
Let
Radio.
me turn her down a little bit. She talks too much.
To all of her dog faces and boneheads wandering the Pacific Islands. Before we start the music, the Japanese High Command announced today that the ever-victorious forces of the Japanese Empire have captured Palembang.
All right. I think she's done yelling at us now. We can turn this back up. Honestly, I thought we'd hold out at least a turn. We didn't even get that done, so. So here's the final tally. He takes very few casualties. We take a ton. We give up Palembang. And yeah, that's it. That's all she wrote. So I really thought we'd do a little better than that. All right, so now he's grabbing this Nadzab, another minor base here on Papua New Guinea, not New Guinea. All right, there it is. Well, this is definitely an interesting turn. I am looking really forward to, taking a look at everything that just occurred here. Some fortifications came up. I'll be looking forward to really analyzing what transpired here. Looking at Task Force Houston to see what kind of life they got left in them. And then also kind of digesting the loss of Palembang and his landings on Java. So we're just going through the last of the end of the turn stuff right here. I need to get something over to Puna. Okay, the 125th Infantry Regiment is a new unit, so okay, let's diagnose this turn, man. This was bad and good at the same time, maybe. All right. What a turn. Man, a lot of stuff happened here. Let's try to unpackage it all. We'll go ahead and start with our usual. We'll look at the intelligence report, and then we'll start with aircraft losses for this turn. 2-2. He lost an Oscar and Nell. We lost a Dauntless and a PBY-4, which unfortunately the PBY-4s are kind of hard to replace right now because you don't get any more of those ever. It is what it is. Top pilots, no casualties from those lost aircraft though. Okay. Pilot replacements. Looking at the group for wounded pilots, looks like we have a few that we can send back to reserve. And hopefully we get a bunch of those guys back. Foshi. Yeah, a lot of these are AVG guys that appear to be coming back into action, which is great. Okay. So, Army lost points. Obviously, they went quite a bit because we lost Palembang this last turn. That wasn't good at all. Now, let's talk about ship sunk. That's something that was good. Look at this. We caught them. which is hard for me to say that because we haven't had any success with anything this campaign. Excuse me. But we did pretty good this time. So Task Force Houston in the Celebes Sea area, Sarum Sea, we ran into two different unescorted task forces. I want to say unescorted because I don't consider a patrol boat as an escort, really. Not a legitimate one as it pertains to surface combat. We took out 3 AKs and 2 of these 10-point patrol boats. I don't recall these when I played Japanese, but obviously these are really good patrol boats because they have 10-point victory value. So we took out 2 of those. And then, as a bonus, we found an APD. That's what I was thinking of, Momi class. It was unloading or attempting to unload here near Galea, and we took it out, which is amazing. So there we go. And it was full of troops, and we took them out. So we stopped that invasion. Not that it means anything. It was just a dot base, but still, it's something. We, of course, did lose 4 ships due to bombing, and I knew that was probably going to happen anyway. Not a big shock or surprise to me, but we definitely got the better of them in the naval engagements today. So now we're showing 8 Japanese ships sunk versus our, 164, which isn't anything to be proud of, really, when you think about it, but it's something. And I'll take it as a moral victory for me today. It's not going to win me the war, but I'm just showing Hellsen that we're not out of the fight. We're going to fight back. We're going to push back, and I'm not giving up. If I'd given up, I would have pulled Task Force Houston way the heck out of here and left them. But I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to look for victories when I can get them, and I'm trying to be smart about it. I can't be super aggressive, super reckless, because I need to preserve every point I can to make it through the auto victory. But if we can find these kind of engagements, I'll take them all day. So he does have a 1,400 point lead on us still. Well, I'm sorry. We have a 1,400 point lead, but it's evaporating by the day. All right. Let us look at the SIGINT for this turn. Just going to scroll through here. Looking for duplicate radio transmissions. I don't really see any. Interesting, it's got radio transmissions at Wake Island. We can take a look at that just to see what's there. Okay, and definitely confirm that the 144th Infantry Regiment is moving to Babel. Probably just to recombine and send somewhere else. All right, let's see. I'm just curious. Let's see what we see at Wake Island. Is there anything of note there? Not really. Okay, yeah, we need at least 2 radio signals to get anything noteworthy out of that. Okay, looking at the combat reports. Nothing that we didn't already know about. No minesweeping activity that I can see here. Okay. Let's go to the ops report. I'll point out anything. Oh, great. AP Wharton collides with AK Beetlejuice at 168, 158. So now we have another task force colliding 168, 158. We need to figure that one out. Let's see. 168, 158. That's going to be here. 168, 158. Oh. Where is that? 168. Probably here. There it is. Dang it. That's not good at all. So, there's our collision. The Beetlejuice collided here, and it's going to slow the ship down drastically. And it has troops on board, which is not good. So, it collided with the Wharton, which I'm not seeing right here. Oh, it didn't. The Wharton took almost no damage at all. But the Beetlejuice is now reduced to about half the speed that it normally would have. And it's slowing down my task force. So what I'm going to have to do is detach it and break it apart here so I can continue moving this task force without it being so slowed down by that collision. So that's 2 collisions in 2 turns for me in this campaign. I don't know what it is. I got bad luck about that. All right, let's continue on with the ops report. Okay, these are some ships that sunk. A lot of sighting reports here. Okay, so this turn he definitely captured Palembang, which is big. And he grabbed the dot base as well. These units, I believe, are mostly just transferring around. This infantry regiment is something new, though. All right. Let's talk about the turn. Let's start in China. The big thing I see here is that he's now in the hex with this unit here, which I left here on purpose to slow him down. This is a Chinese unit that divided up into thirds. And the other parts are moving on. I left these guys here as a blocking force. So what that does is it makes him stop moving. And now he has to engage. So that kind of stops his movement for the turn. Possibly 2 turns before he can get moving down the road. And it buys us time. It leaves this unit as a sacrificial lamb, if you will. But I have to do these things. I have to throw up these roadblocks to slow him down. Because he's heading headlong for Sian. Looking at Nanyang, he's got... This is probably his main thrust in China right now. Excuse me. He's going to start coming up this road here. And he's also coming down this way. He also has 5 units here, which are basically his armored units. They've caught up to my troops here. So what I'm hoping is this unit in combat mode is moving slower and will take the engagement, allowing these other 2 to clear out. Hopefully in move mode, they'll be fast enough to continue moving up this road. And again, I'll use the A Corps, the A divided unit to slow him down. That's all I can do to keep him from getting up here before I can get up here. The other thrust that I see right now in China is him moving towards Wenchow from Chusian. He's got 4 units of unknown size. I would assume at least 1 to 2 divisions worth heading towards Wenchow. And he'll beat us into this hex before this poor guy gets in there, because they've just been getting annihilated by the air every turn. That's all I see in China. Over here in Burma, he has another unit of some unknown makeup moving towards Mole Mine. This is a pretty active road, a major road, as you can see here. So he'll get in here within a turn or 2. So it's about time we pack it up and get the heck out of here, because we're never going to hold Mole Mine against anything. So the invasion of Burma is definitely on. He's got plenty of troops here to get it done, because I'm not defending it. We're going to take position further up. Over here on Sumatra, the big story is he took Palembang. And unfortunately, it does appear, based on our intel, that we did absolutely no damage to the base when we left. So our engineers did not have enough time to prepare. From what I'm seeing, he captured all the oil, all the refinery, and that's kind of a big hit for us. So from here, he does appear to be moving south towards this base to pursue these guys, which are already beat up. It's just a matter of time. I thought we could hold out in Palembang a little bit longer than that, but apparently not. And then the other big story for this turn here is Java. He is all over it like a cheap suit. So he has at least 3 infantry divisions landed here. Kalajati, Merak, which is still unloading, and Semarang. So this is probably more than enough force to take Ireland by itself. Our troops on Java are garbage. The Dutch troops are just very, very bad. They need every advantage they can get, like time street terrain, lots of supply, fortification. Even then, I don't have a lot of faith in them defending. So with the amount of force that he's committed to Java so far, I do anticipate by the end of January he'll own the whole island. There's just not much we can really do to stop him here. We also had some ship losses. We had one over here sunk by these carriers right here off of Kalajati. We also lost some ships fleeing out of Java last turn. These 2 are going to sink next turn because they're burning down. This guy will probably get out, but fortunately our destroyers did get out. And that's what I really wanted to save here, because they're the most important things. So I have these guys all meeting up, and we're going to head south and get out of here before it's too late. I also got these 2 Dutch light cruisers, the Java and the Tromp. We did get them out safely as well, out of Surabaya, and they're going to head down to Perth for now. And from there, we'll figure out how we want to use them. But it's about time we start evacuating whatever we got left. Aircraft, ships, whatever can still float. They need to get out of Java while it's not too late, because he's coming fast. And he's moving to cut off our rail line here. So if we're going to get stuff out of Surabaya, it needs to be now. I have troops trying to get out of Batavia, but honestly, it's probably too late for them. It's going to be the ABDA command, which I did not have time to evacuate from Java. It's just going to go to Bandung and die there with the rest of them. I'm out of time on Java. I didn't have time to really get my defense plan set up the way I wanted it to. So we're just committed to what we got now. On a happier note, Task Force Houston was highly successful this turn. Scout did take a hit from a. Interestingly enough, it was apparently a 13 millimeter machine gun that caused all this damage, which is really crazy. It must have set off a fire on the ship that damaged all this stuff. It just seemed a little odd that a 13 millimeter machine gun could do the kind of damage that it did, but I guess the ship has no armor at all, so even a 50 caliber bullet will pierce it. It just seems kind of strange that anti-aircraft machine gun can do this kind of damage, but hey, whatever. I'm not complaining too much because we did inflict a ton of damage on his ships. As I mentioned earlier in the review, we took out a task force here, and we took out an APD unloading here. And with that, we are out of town. One of my good mentors, Evoken, told me, don't repeat attacks. All right? He knows we're here now, and there's absolutely no good for me sticking around and continuing to engage these little piddly ships here. Because you can bet he's got ships coming in from Babel to intercept us next turn. So I'm not sticking around for that. We're getting out of town. We did what we needed to do. We let them know we're still alive and we're still in this thing. And it's time to go now. So go we shall. All around Australia here. Nothing really significant to report. This ship's continuing to unload in Perth. Down here, all the way through here. On this part of Australia, nothing going on here as well. Moving up to the Solomon Sea area. Also, just him policing up the bases over here, but nothing really substantial. We just see APDs and other small ships unloading stuff, grabbing these dot bases. Really nothing substantial to report as it pertains to that. Now, here's the big news that I just found out. We've got trouble coming. So we have this ship here moving southeast. It does appear to be a single ship, which is probably just going to be used to grab dot bases. But if you take a look here, this is definitely Kido Butai. If not all of it, it's part of it. What I find interesting here is that it's divided up, right? This is not the full Kido Butai. I would have expected Hellsen to keep it intact and use it like a battering ram. But for whatever reason, he did not. So it's made its appearance here, kind of to the northeast of Espiritu Santo. We have PBYs on Luganville right now, and that's what spotted these guys. So I'm really glad that I forward deployed these guys here. So as long as he stays kind of within this pink line here, we're going to have eyes on this guy. It's indicating that it's moving southeast, which would be this direction. So this could be a thrust towards Fiji, Vava'u, Pago Pago. So I'm going to watch this very carefully, and if we need to evacuate, we'll do that. I think I've got one turn left before I really need to think about moving. So Vava'u is 26 hexes away. So the very fastest he can move is going to be 18 hexes a turn at full speed, which would technically put us within range of his bombers at max range. But I don't think it's Hellsen's style to be going max speed all over the place because it burns up a ton of fuel, and he's got quite a way to go to get back the truck. So I don't think he's trying to do that right now. I think he's going to use at normal mission speed to head down this way. But all the same, I am on alert down here, and we will keep an eye on these guys. But I do expect them to be heading down into these convoy lanes. I think that's what this is about. But we'll watch it. But the second I saw these three task forces pop up on the same hex, I knew exactly what it was. Carriers. Because this is what he likes to do. He likes to have an escort force or two and the main body. Because he likes to use those smaller task forces with lower task force numbers as meat shields for the main thing, which is the carriers. So they're moving southeast, which is this direction, so we'll watch it. I think I've got one more turn to react before I need to start panicking about it. I think the last thing I want to mention this turn is the fact that he definitely has subs hanging out at this part of the map, which is a huge problem for me because all my ships coming from the East Coast are going to be coming this way. They come back on map run here to get into LA, San Diego, whatever. This is the ship that he attacked, the Makina. Fortunately for us, it's going to make it. So I have this guy. Let's see here. We'll have him go into San Diego. auto disband, and we can repair this ship. So fortunately, we're not going to lose this ship due to this attack. It was just kind of unfortunate that he's here already. And he knows that we have to come on map here. So that's the kind of the crappy thing about this penalty box. It lets you know exactly, he knows exactly where they're coming in the map. It's going to be in here. So I need to figure out some way to get some ASW assets working in this area over here. But even then, if he attacks at night, the ASW doesn't fly at night. So it's just a pain. But yeah, that's the turn. Pretty exciting. So let's summarize. We have Task Force Houston of ABDA Command ripping and tearing the Japanese ships up around here. We have an invasion of Palembang. We have movement towards Momine. We have him attacking near Nanyang, going both towards Sian and up this road to Ankang. So those are the 3-4 big topics. Oh, and of course his carriers being sighted. Oh, and again, to recap, Java. Yeah, so this turn was very busy. But you know what? I'm fine with it. I've got my mindset right now. I'm no longer getting all upset and downtrodden when he has another big victory, because that's what he's supposed to do. And I'm the allied player. I'm supposed to be the pincushion here, so I'm not going to be getting all upset anymore. When he has a victory, it is what it is. We're going to pick ourselves up and continue on, and I'll look for my own victories. And something else I want to just let you guys know, I've decided on a major new strategy for my campaign. But I don't want to talk about it here. If you want to know more about it, you got to come over to my Discord and you got to join the Allied side. And then I'll tell you about it, because I'm not comfortable talking about it here on YouTube, because it has major implications for the campaign. And, you know, if Hellsen knows what I'm talking about, he may shift his plans and bypass it. So I feel more comfortable talking about it on Discord, where I know who's watching it. I have control of who sees it. Those people are more vetted. And you could be vetted too. To me, if you make the hassle to come to my Discord and join the Allied side chat, it's because you're really invested in my side and you want to follow along and know what I know and keep it to yourself. So if you want more details on what my plans are, come on over there. Other than that, I'm going to keep you guessing. I'm not going to tell you anything else other than to say thank you so much for watching my video and supporting me and supporting Hellsen on his channels too. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Let's get them.